Hello there, today we are playing Diablo 2. Very nice, very spicy game, you know. It made me feel kind of funny, like when I used to climb the rope in gym class, you know. Very funky game, very funky. Especially funky if you're a mouse and keyboard. Like me, I'm PC master race, you know. But if you are one of these latons with a controller, no problem, I promise. You'll have a good time, good time. So shall we get into it, I say? We get into it.
Wow, you felt compelled enough to stick around after that absolute batshit intro, and I applaud you. Thank you. Today we're talking about Diablo 2, the GOAT of ARPGs in the eyes of many seasoned gaming veterans. And for good reason. So I've only just picked this game up, oddly enough. I'm about 15 hours into the game, having reached the first boss at the end of the first act. Fundamentally, the gameplay loop is something that is just so beautiful to this game. You're always progressing. Almost akin to a game like, dare I say, Blueprints. Entirely different game, but you always felt like you were progressing. There was a definitive end state. The game started over, yet you could go back into the game and really embrace starting all over again. And that's kind of the vibe that I feel with this game. You start off as a somewhat lowly character, limited skills, etc. As per the kind of usual, I suppose, but you very quickly progress. And how you progress, evolve your character, then you've got a great deal of choice to. But on the surface, it appears that you don't, but you do. It's just so wonderfully simplistic in its delivery, yet so incredibly sophisticated in its execution. If you've not played Diablo 2, I would implore you to pick it up and have a look at it. It's readily available on Game Pass to play, along with Diablo 3 and 4. Diablo 3, I understand they kind of dropped the ball with. Diablo 4, I don't think its initial reception was good, but I understand that the game has since evolved into a far better state, especially I think the end game content and subsequent expansions thereon have vastly improved the game. However, Diablo 2, the original, obviously not the original that is Diablo, but the game that really defined and set the standard. So, I've reached up to like the first boss, but I'm just going to regress back and I'm going to start a new character. I'm just going to run you through just how very straightforward an approach, almost very kind of arcade-like, building out a character. It's not laborious, it wants to get you straight into the action, and I applaud it. So with that, I'm going to start a new character, methinks. In this instance, I'm going to go with Druid. I'm going to go Druid. This particular character here is my level 15 Druid that has made it to the end of the first act and about to embark on tackling the first boss of the game. I did try and got my arse absolutely handed to me. It's a tricky game, but I thought let's go with another Druid because that's my point of reference, and hopefully I can offer you a little insight into the general progression of the game. So without further ado, let's hit that old play button and get into it, shall we? Shall we? Yes. So this is where the game commences, and there's very minimal in the way of dialogue to this game. We start off at the rogue encampment and we say hello to this chap. He offers a bit of dialogue. Now, for brevity, I'm otherwise going to skip that, and we're going to try and jump into the meat and potatoes of the game. And the interface at the bottom, somewhat very straightforward. As you can see, we've got our life and we've got our mana, and we've got our potions. We hit I on the keyboard, we can see what we have equipped. Very basic. We've got a club, shield, and a scroll of town portal, which gets us out of dodge very quickly, essentially creates a teleport wherever we are, and we return back here. But without further ado, I'm just going to mosey around. This is your waypoint marker. This is where you regress back to whenever you're out in one of the respective zones that you can see here. And all these zones represent all the areas that you will visit within the first act. And if we hit tab, it brings up a map, which gives us our obvious POIs. A little bit of dialogue here. Now, she actually gave us a quest. Look for the den in the wilderness outside the rogue's camp. Let's go for a little wander and see what we can find.
So it begins.
We're literally just going around clobbering minions with a club. And it would appear it's not the most enticing of games at this point, but trust me, when those additional skills are opened up to us, that's when the game really does open up. As you can see, I drop off various bits and bobs of loot. I'm sure after walloping a few minions, we will level up. Now, of course, we are supposed to be looking for this den that we need to sort out. And you find these various little shrines that can enhance your skills, your stats. So we'll just continue walking around. We have a character here.
Turn back. I can tell that you need more experience to halt.
So further afield is essentially where we shall be going after. But first of all, we need to find this den. Find this den. Yeah, Shimanach. Thwack, thwack. Coin. And as you can see, we have new stats and we have new skills available to us. And this is where the game starts to reveal itself. So we have our baseline stats of strength, dexterity, vitality, energy, etc. We are a druid, so with that, I'm going to pour into my mana pool, just commence with. And then we have new skills. Firestorm. Let's have a little bit of Firestorm, shall we? So now that we have Firestorm, ooh, a little mini Firestorm. So the Firestorm spell is somewhat of an AoE attack. And as you can see, that puts paid to groups of mobs. And this is where the game starts to really pick up pace. When you're dealing with large groups of mobs and you're able to manhandle them with fiery ease. Also worthy of note is the inventory screen. It's very straightforward and I really enjoy that. It's really quick and easy to manage your inventory as you go as well. You've got these quick slots here. Once I've accrued a belt, it gives me additional slots here. So when one of these slots is expended, then it defaults to what's in my belt. So you've got 2 up on each of these at this time. It's fantastic. Ah, a cave. Could this be our den? It is. It is the den of evil. Let's go in. So we need to vanquish all the mobs in this den and then job done. But yes, just the general maneuvering of the game just makes it very, very snappy and fast. Kind of arcade-like. But there's a lot more depth to this game, like beyond like arcade mechanics. A huge amount of strategy and planning, especially with your inventories. You can see here we've got limited slots here, so you do need to manage your inventory very carefully, and also consider what it is that you're picking up and leaving behind on a particular run. Also, when you're venturing forth into the darkness, later on in the game you need to decide whether it is that you're going to use an AoE attack, or whether you're going to be a little more precise and target an enemy with that will deliver a lot more veracity. But as you can see, like, the general mobs are picking up pace now, and I'm now having to maneuver myself and be a little more quicker as to what's going on. But what makes this game like especially awesome is that you're having to watch so much of what's going on. Your character placement, whether or not you've got enough mana, in this case I do not, and of course your health. So I was nearly out of health there, managed to pull it back because I wasn't paying attention. And this game demands your attention. However, I'm clearly made to be excellent in this game because I can simultaneously manage everything that's going on the screen at once and speak to you lot as well. That's great. And also, I'm a complete noob to the game. I think what is so appealing about this game is that it really does harken back to the games of old. Games that were difficult, that demanded a lot from the player, you know, their fullest attention. And to hold a player's attention these days, a lot of games rely on the shiny. And sadly, it would appear that a number of players are quite happy with that. But that's not what real gaming is about. Gaming is about immersion, getting entirely lost in the game's world, its mechanics, its gameplay, everything all wrapped up in one. And I would say that this game offers all of that in a blom. As you can see, it's all getting very busy. Pulling a lot of mobs here. But we're doing alright, and I can level up as well at this point, surely. See, if I had some mana, I'm sure some of these Berks will drop some mana potions. First of all, let's just take care of them. We certainly do, sweetheart. We certainly do. And now I've been given another skill point. However, I wanted to introduce Molten Boulder, but I cannot at this point. I need a level 6. So with that, let's just up the ante with my Firestorm. Make me all more vicious. Oh, look at this lovely lock here. Look at that, all dead. He had a grand charm. One of the other addicting facets to this game is the loot drops. Especially when you've decimated a swarm of mobs. It's altogether really satisfying getting into the thick of it. I am running low on juice. Oh, got loads of bits here. Right, I'm going to come back to those in a minute. I am going to get myself stocked up. I could do with some more mana. However, I can deliver a little bit of AoE that puts that big troll thing down. Excellent. I see after that group here, look, there's loads of goodies here to pick up. Which is lovely. Have some of that. Have a sash, ring, So I've picked up a gaggle of bits. Not things that I planned to use. However, I'm going to keep hold of them because they're all bits. Of course, you can sell off to the chap back at camp.
I can't use this yet.
Ooh, so this sash.
Can't use this yet.
Oh, I can't use it yet. Probably because it's unidentified. Let's use the old identifier on it. It's a rugged sash of self-repair. Yeah, we'll have some of that. Very good. So with this game, you're always advancing. You're always picking up interesting bits of loot. And the game has great atmosphere as well. Like the level of immersion in this game, like as you can see, it's very dark and gloomy and oppressive. Love it. So we are still venturing through these caverns to vanquish all the mobs in here. How are we getting on? Okay, so we have explored a good old chunk of this place, but yet there's still mobs running around. Oh, more healing potion, don't mind if I do. Haven't picked up any mana potions yet though. Let's glug some more. Health potion, good old health potion. Staple for any adventurer bumbling around in a gloomy cavern. So it might appear that this mini-map somewhat gets in the way. I think it's very good to have just as a reference point as you are wandering. The minute that you get into battle, just remove it. And then you get a nice lay of the immediate land. Right, now this little blighter is hiding somewhere. And I'm going to wager he's back at the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning. There's the bugger. Ah, let there be light.
The cavern is cleansed of evil. I have vanquished.
Well, how do we get out of here? Well, so we've completed that dungeon. It's time to trace ourselves back to camp. Along the way, let's pummel these idiots, shall we? Oh, there you go. There you go. And we have a quest update. Return to Akara for a reward. Lovely jubbly. And we have also leveled up, I do believe. So we focus on our energy, which increases our mana pool. However, I really want to ensure that my spells provide good wallop. So I'm going to go all in on my strength. So we have 25 energy, 25 strength. It's good enough for me at this time. And we have additional skills. Molten Boulder is still not accessible at this time because I think I am only at level 4. So let's just throw it all into our Firestorm. You can see here also you have shape-shifting and summoning. Lots of ways to shape your character as to how you want it. And apparently how it is that you build your character out, just getting the most optimal build for the end game is extraordinarily important. So, yes. And we're back at the road camp. Hello everybody, I'm back. I've vanquished the bloody lot of the bleeders.
Evil. You've earned my trust, and may yet restore my faith in humanity. The reward is training in the skill of your choice.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I have an additional new skill to pick up. Still can't get the Molten Boulder, but we have access to summoning. So obviously you can summon creatures in this game to support you in various capacities. The Oak Sage increases life for you and your party. Very nice. So like a priest of sorts. There's a party member. Vine that spreads disease to all its contacts. Like this game has just got so much going on, but as you can see, it's not stuffed. It's not information overload. It's very just nice and straightforward, and I really appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. Oh,
Welcome,
has something to say.
Outlander, to our glorious hovel. I know you're here to challenge my...
So, quest completed. Lovely. And we have a new quest. Look for Blood Raven in the burial grounds next to the Cold Plains. I could have gone back to the blacksmith and got a few bits and bobbins repaired and sold off a few of these bits that I've got, which would have been the sensible thing to do. But for the sake of brevity, and just to give you a little taster of what this game offers, let's just continue forth. Now, the new area that we need to go to is beyond Flabby.
There, the corrupted rogues in the wilderness ahead are not...
As we enter this new area, we have a waypoint. And now that we've activated this waypoint, we can now return to our camp as and when. Which is very, very handy indeed. Oh, we've got some hard buggers here. It's so sad. That AoE is so satisfying. Just... Look at that. They all fell over like a bunch of lazy strippers. Lovely. And we got some light mana potions. Oh, there's loads on here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, not quite encumbered as of yet, but we are getting there. We are getting there. Oh, where did you run from? So, one does have to crowd manage very carefully. It does get very busy. And you have to, and as you can see, I'm nearly dead because I wasn't paying attention. Getting very busy. This is just out in the open. This isn't a dungeon. Like, it's so satisfying. And they have dropped off some lovely loot. Fabulous. We can pick some of that up. Lovely jubbly. Now, I was going to commence to undertake the following quest, but instead, let me just show you as to where I am now. And here you join me, my current standing in the game. So I'm a level 15 druid at this time. Presently, my character is somewhat encumbered. So I'm just going to move some of these bits out. There's a few bits by all accounts I don't actually need, like my Scroll of Identify. I don't need any of those, because I have happened upon a chap I rescued that can provide Identify free of charge, so we don't need any of them. Thank you very much. Potions, absolutely need those potions to hand. In fact, let me go ahead and just fill my quick slots with said potions. Like I say, the interface is just so wonderfully straightforward and intuitive. It just makes that snappy gameplay just all the more, just less hassle and less convoluted, I suppose. I've got some unidentified armor. So, let me go to my old mate that I rescued.
Greetings.
It's going to identify a dire cloak. Ooh. I think that's pretty ballsy, you know? Pretty ballsy. Can I wear it? Oh, I can. So just comparing that to what I had, significantly greater defense, just an all-rounder, much better piece of kit. Lovely. That, again, is just part of the addictive mechanic of this game. Like, you don't know what it is you're going to discover upon eviscerating a horde of mobs. It just makes the game just so, gotta come back for more, gotta come back for more. Right, I'm going to go back to where I'm up to at this time. It takes me here. The inner cloister of the, I think it was the mausoleum or a cathedral, but through that door, there's lots of baddies in there. Oh, hello. What's the having ya? Now, I have advanced my firestorm a great deal, and as you can see, there's a lot more going on in terms of their attacks, and I'm nearly dead already. See, this is the thing, you've constantly got to be tracking your health, your mana at all times. And when you're doubling down, concentrating on this game, you're in the thick of like a large battle with lots of things going on at once. It's just so engaging. You're really lost in the moment. And it's equally so satisfying when you manage to overcome challenging battle. And now I can demonstrate the molten boulder, I think it was called, and it's a beauty. Oh. So it's managing both like your direct kind of spell casting with your AoE attacks accordingly. And I'm dead. Because I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy talking to you guys, too busy entertaining you guys, too busy trying to implore you to pick this game up and play it because it is that good. Trust me. Only the other day I tried to play Forza 6. I was really excited about that game. Only because of the open world, how innately detailed it looked. But I was absolutely bitch slapped by a load of candy floss rubbish right from the get-go that I immediately uninstalled it. I couldn't suffer it. You got points for crashing into things. And where are we going with games, ladies and gentlemen? Like, do you want games to handhold you all the way, to make you feel all warm and nice and safe? Or do you want to be challenged? Now, of course, there is the latest Diablo 4. I haven't had a thorough look at that game. Before I jumped on this game, I didn't know which game to go for by all accounts. But seemingly Diablo 2, amongst the aficionados of all things Diablo, this game was considered the GOAT. So henceforth I thought we'd jump into it. I'm so glad that I did. So Diablo 4, I've not thoroughly had a proper look at yet, but it's a game I will invest some time into after I have had my thorough innings of this game. I do intend to finish this game. The problem is I really struggle to finish games. And it's not because I get bored of that game, it's because something else comes about and I jump on that instead. Really difficult for me to retain my attention. But this game demands so much attention and focus when you're in the thick of a fight, and it's so satisfying and enjoyable to be in that moment. So I think that's going to compel me to stick around with this game. So yeah, play Diablo 2. So this was just a briefish overview of the game, but I hope I've just given you just a little taste of what fundamentally makes this game so incredible. There's a lot of in-depth YouTubers that have gone into detail about what makes this game such a beauty. But I'm just giving you my initial opinion, having not played an ARPG before, and just being utterly blown away as an avid gamer of many, many, many years. As to why I never picked this game up back in the day, I think it was because I was just lost in the mire of World of Warcraft. I was either RPG or arcade, whereas this kind of like mingles the two. But what cements it all together is that it's just owning being both an arcade and RPG. It really does firmly sit between those two ideas in gaming, and it works beautifully. So with that, I hope you've enjoyed. I'm the Pixel Patriarch. Please give me a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed. There's going to be many more adventures to come, many more thoughts, opinions, many more deep dives into various games.
that I find innately interesting, that I trust you will do too, because I like to think I've got good taste in games. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.